Welcome back to another video. Last video we ranked all Lionel Messi seasons. This time we're gonna do for Cristiano Ronaldo. We can do it for other players. Just let me know. Probably we'll do it for Neymar. Alright, let's just get straight into this. Alright, so we have six categories this time. A little different from Messi's because I felt like we need a category for flop because there were more detailed things which I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't because there were only five category. So I added six categories now. Hopefully this makes it a little better. So we have unreachable, probably like his top tier season. I mean, no one will match that. Best means best, one of the best seasons of his career. A good, decent season. Obviously, for any other player, that would be the greatest season of their career. But for Ronaldo, it's good. Same goes for okay. Okay means alright. It's not a bad season. It's not a good season. But for Ronaldo standards, it's okay. For any other player, probably will be a good season. Bad for Ronaldo standards, obviously. When we talk about Ronaldo, Messi, you'd say bad, but it's not really bad. None of their seasons were truly, truly bad. I mean, there is an argument for that, but the bad for Ronaldo standards. And then there's a flop, like horrible. I mean, this is genuinely like just a bad season for any player. This would be considered a bad season. All right, let's go. 2002, 2003. Now this season, obviously, Ronaldo was this was his debut season. I wasn't really watching him at that time, and I don't have a lot of I didn't even watch a lot of clips, but I did know what he achieved and how many goals he was scoring and what he was doing and how was he was as a player. Now this was the season where Ronaldo had that great match against Manchester United, which went on to become his that become the match which basically made Sir Alex Ferguson sign him in 2003. So this was okay season, right? I mean, I don't think so. This is a good season because this is just a debut season. So that we can put this in okay. It's not bad. It's not a bad season. No debut season can be considered really bad. You have to give player time. Next up, we have is 2003, 2004. Now this season was also okay. It wasn't a good season. It was a good Manchester United debut season, but Ronaldo had a problem, and the biggest problem, which really was there for Ronaldo, was a lot of showboating, a lot of skills, and a lot of not real end product. And it wasn't a big problem. People thought he would outgrow it, next season. But we will know what happened. We will know. I'll let you guys know what happened next season. But I think this is an okay season, better than his 02-03 season for sure, 100%. Next up, it is 04-05. Now, a lot of people would not know this, but this was a season where Ronaldo was and had a lot of controversies. Obviously, his dad passed away. Uh, that was a big and that left a big mental impact on him pretty much, and you could tell. I mean, you guys remember that famous middle finger he showed to the fans. I don't remember which exactly match, but it was this, and he had a lot of discipline issue, and this was the moment where a lot of people started really hating Ronaldo because he didn't have an end product. It was a bad season. He was just it was all skills and nothing really to show for it. There were not a lot of assists, not a lot of goals coming from him, and it was felt like a waste of a signing, to be honest, for a lot of people in Manchester United. I mean, he's still good on the ball. He still had great skills, but didn't have the the end product, and a lot of people thought he will have it by this season, but this was a bad season. A lot of people don't know. Now, this was 05-06. Obviously, this was the first season Ronaldo, first World Cup Ronaldo played in. This was a big season in terms of who Ronaldo was about to become in future. And at this season, Ronaldo still had these issues from these two seasons, but it was getting better. Ronaldo was getting a little more goals. Trophy wise, I don't think so. He won a lot. Yeah, they didn't win a lot. It was not a good season for Ronaldo. It was not a bad season. It was not as bad as this. I'll put it at okay. You know, I think about this. Yeah. Next up, we have his first really good season. This was the first time Ronaldo showed the world what he is capable of. Obviously, not the best player in the world. I think he was top five. I think he did come second, but I think there were players who were up there. Um, this one might, I don't know, this one might go on good. 2005 06. Might just keep it over here because the only reason I'm saying is because of the World Cup. But I don't think so. He had a really, really good World Cup. He had a very decent World Cup. He could have went on to go in the final if it wasn't for Figo missing that header. Anyways, Ronaldo, I think this was a very good season. Not much to talk about this season. This was the first time I think Ronaldo won the Premier League. Great season. This time he actually was getting goals, had an end product, which people wanted basically. 07, 08. Now this is a season which a lot of people talk about to this day. This was the first time Ronaldo showed the world that he is the best player in the world. There is no one better than him at this point. There was no one. Well, Ronaldinho was off his prime and Kaká was declining, and this was the first time Ronaldo felt like he is the guy. Obviously, getting 42 goals, a lot of assists, a Champions League, a Premier League, missed out on the not Copa del Rey, FA Cup due to losing to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, I don't remember how to pronounce their name, but yeah, that's I think there was that team. They lost to them, and they should have gotten a penalty. I think Manchester United they didn't get a penalty. Ronaldo couldn't win a treble. I think this was the closest Ronaldo came to winning a treble. Anyways, this was a great season. A lot of people say this is the greatest season of his career. Greatest season of his career. I don't agree. I think his few seasons in Madrid were better than this version. A lot of people say this is the greatest version of any footballer. I disagree. I completely disagree. I think it's more hyped up due to the fact that he was a very compete. This is probably one of the most compete versions of his, but he was scoring 40 goals this season. I mean, the seasons we're gonna see now, he scores like 65, 60 goals a season. I mean, he goes absolutely crazy. But this is an unreachable season. This is an unreachable season. I mean, you can like basically even before this. I mean, this was up to that date was the greatest Premier League season any player has ever had, up there with 04 Henry, but Ronaldo won the Champions League. That's what made it even better. And to this day, now I don't think so anyone has had a better season even in Premier League. There's an argument for Haaland. I don't think so. Mo Salah, yeah, Mohamed Salah for 2018, 19, but I think this is the best version I think I've ever seen anyone in Premier League. But I don't think so this was the greatest version of Ronaldo. We're gonna see that. 08, 09. Now this was a very complicated season. This was a time where Ronaldo, a lot of people had expectations of Ronaldo. It was a decent season. He did have a surgery. I don't know if it was surgery. He got injured. He had an injury and he missed a lot of games. He did not score a lot of goals this season, but in big games, Ronaldo was there. I mean, you remember that free kick against Arsenal, the goal against Porto. Um, he was up there. I mean, he really was great this season. Not as good as this season, nowhere near as good. He it wasn't that he slowed down as a player, he just didn't play a lot of games. And he was still scoring unbelievable goals, but it was not as complete as this version. And it all came down to the fact that he pretty much had a very poor final. I mean, you go look in the final in 2009. I mean, the first 15 minutes he was the most noticeable player. Let's say he was the most flashy player. He had like four shots already on target, or he attempted four shots from a long way out, and none of them went in. And some people say maybe if he didn't do that, maybe Manchester United would have gotten a goal. And he did get a very good opportunity in the final to score like a goal in the Champions League final, but he didn't score a goal. Obviously not on purpose, obviously, but he didn't score the goal. He missed in the Champions League final, and there was no doubt Lionel Messi was better than him this season. I would put this if it wasn't for that poor final he had, it would probably go up there as the best season. But I don't think this is the best season. I think this was Ronaldo. I don't know what should I say. Where can it go? I don't know if I'm struggling if this is the best season or is this gonna be a good season. For me, these two were almost the same level. 08, 09, 06, 07. Obviously, this was a more experienced version of him, so he was obviously a little more better. I would put, mm, obviously better than 06, 07. I don't think so I can put this in the best, though, but his goal catalog was really crazy. And he did come second in the Ballon d'Or. This was a tough one. We might have changed this one. I'm going to put this in best for now. Next up, you have his 2009, 2010 season. Now, first season with Madrid. Um, and yeah, it was a decent season. And obviously, as same as Messi video. If you didn't watch Messi video, just watch it a little bit so you guys can know what I'm basically basing this on. I can tell you guys right now, I'm basing it on individual brilliance, trophy achievements, team achievements, how many trophies he got, and international matters a lot, and how much impact he basically had on the pitch. Right, he did win the Premier League this season. Euros were not great for him, but the Champions League in 2008 Euros were not that good for him. But he did have a decent uh, campaign, European campaign, but I don't think it was any good. But his club level of club achievements really make him unreachable. For this version, he did not have any international trophies, but for this version, he did. Not international trophy, international tournaments. 2009, 2010, he did have international tournament, World Cup of 2010. He had a pretty poor World Cup again. He got a goal against North Korea. Nothing really special. It was an alright goal. I mean, it wasn't really something to be, I was crazy about. But this was Cristiano Ronaldo entering his prime. I mean, I think his prime really started from 2007, but this was him very compete. He was a very complete version, but he did finish number 6 in the Ballon d'Or, if I'm not mistaken. It was a good season. It was a good debut season. Way better than these 3 seasons for sure. Up there with this season. Obviously, getting more goals. More, but he was in a poor Madrid side. Got knocked out against round of 16 in round of 16 against Leon. It wasn't a great it wasn't a great campaign, but individually he was great. And the World Cup. So I'll put this right here. He did also lose the La Liga. Uh, but I still gotta put him over here. Just if you go on YouTube or anywhere, you can find how good his goals were this season. Probably the best goal catalog he had up to that point. Unbelievable goals against Martial. I remember he scored a fantastic goal against Martial. He scored a great goal against I think Valencia, top right, a free kick. He had a great solo runs, 2, 3 good solo runs. I mean, the goal catalog was insane. Now, in my opinion, this is where Cristiano Ronaldo really entered in the peak of his power, 2010-11. Now, obviously, Mourinho came in, and this was the peak of El Clasico. Really, I mean, Messi was better this season, no doubt on that. He did outscore Messi. A lot of people don't know that, but he did outscore Messi in this season. No, lost the league, lost the Champions League, but did get a goal, extra time goal in Copa del Rey final against prime Barcelona. I don't think so. People understand how good that is. But I mean, it's one of the best seasons of his career. Individually, he was great. And people know what I'm talking about if they were watching. Unfortunately, and it was a very controversial semifinal. Messi completely dominated that game, but there is no doubt. I mean, there was moments where you say, okay, maybe the ref is suspicious of something because he gave Pepe a red card, which I don't think so was. Anyways, it was a great season, but I think this is gonna be here. Because he just didn't get the La Liga or something to show for the trophy cabinet, right? He got a Copa del Rey, but individually, this was, I think, better than this season. Maybe not as good as this season individually. But next season, we have, which is, in my opinion, the best version of Cristiano Ronaldo. All right, let me phrase that right. One of the best versions. Probably, probably the most underrated version as well. I mean, yeah, you just had to be there. I mean, even on YouTube, you can go right now and just watch his goals and how he played. This was 2011, 2012 was unbelievable season. I mean, he was great on the ball, off the ball, he was great. He had a lot of assists, a lot of goals. Scored 46 goals. Again, underrated because this was the highest the Messi was absolutely at the peak of his goal scoring ability, so he did not really get the light the credits of what he was really doing. But Messi obviously was just going crazy. So I mean, just to put that in perspective, I mean, 50 goals in La Liga from Lionel Messi, and Ronaldo was there at 46. Before that, no player, even in before Ronaldo and Messi, no one had scored more than 40 goals ever. I don't think so anyone did. So Ronaldo scored 46 goals, but Messi eventually went on to score 50 goals. Now, Ronaldo, obviously, Real Madrid won the league this season. He had a decent Euros, not a Euros to remember, but yeah, it was an average Euro, not average, but it was a decent Euro for him. But again, didn't really couldn't really outplay, out. I don't know how to say this exactly, but he couldn't really shine Lionel Messi this season. I do think this was his season in terms of unreachable. I'll put him unreachable. People don't realize. For me, this was the best version of Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of he was the most competitive. I think that he was more competitive than this version of Ronaldo. The only reason I'm putting it below 07-08 is that is the Champions League. He missed the penalty against Bayern Munich in the semifinal, which is look. I don't know what to say on that. It's just unfortunate. It happened with Lionel Messi. Messi missed a penalty. Ronaldo missed a penalty. The only reason I put this, I didn't put Messi 11-12 season because Messi didn't really show anything. He did not win any significant trophy apart from Copa del Rey, and he could have. This version of Ronaldo won the league with 100 points with Real Madrid. Probably the most compete version out there with this 07-08 Ronaldo. Next up we have is 2012-2013. Now this was another great season. This was another great season. Madrid did not win anything. I'm like being for real. Madrid did not win anything. This was a trophyless season. If I don't, they won a Super Cup, I think, Super Copa, I think, but they didn't win Copa del Rey. I I mean, there's not a lot. This was the highest goal scoring season he had. Cristiano Ronaldo. Probably put him in. I think I should put him in. I think he's one of the best seasons. Individually, he was great. Again, got absolutely done by Dortmund in the semifinal though. But I'll put it as one of the best seasons. Yeah, individually, he was great. I don't think so. People realize. Next up, we have is 2013-14. I don't know. That was the greatest version of Ronaldo. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna put him right here. Above everything. I think this was the best version of Ronaldo. I mean, look, he won the Champions League absolutely at the peak of his power. Scored like like 40 goals, or 35 goals in La Liga. Scored 17 goals, which is still not able. No one's breaking this record. 17 goals. I mean, even with this new format, there's an argument Lewandowski could have beaten in La Liga, in Champions League 2020. But believe it or not, Lewandowski played the same amount of games, which was 11. And Ronaldo played 11 games, and Ronaldo did outscore him. So there's that. I mean, look, it was an unreachable season in terms of Champions League. I really want to give Champions League a lot of light on this because I think that's the highest level of competition. Obviously, had a great goal catalog. Those two goals against Osasuna in one game is absolutely absurd. It was one of the greatest versions of Ronaldo, if not the greatest. In my opinion, it was the greatest season of Ronaldo, and especially that night in Munich, the 4-0 win. It was just unbelievable. Next up, we have is 2014-15. Now, I think look, Ronaldo was still in his prime. I think these 6 seasons right here were the best of Ronaldo. 2014-15 was the first time where Ronaldo felt like he is slowing down as a pure compete player and as a pure footballer to now a striker. Obviously scored 48 goals in La Liga, broke all the Madrid records, most goals in a season scored. Didn't win any trophy apart from the Club World Cup. It's a tough one to rate. I mean, a lot of people say he did not have a great World Cup, which he did not. He probably had the worst World Cup of his career. But you got to do also realize for Ronaldo, it's a little different compared to Neymar and Messi because they are from Argentina and Brazil, already two rich with rich history, two footballing nations with rich history. With Portugal, it isn't, and Portugal had a very poor team. I remember, and Ronaldo did get an injury this season, which was which was pretty much he should not have played the World Cup, but he did and didn't really go well. But 2015 was the first time, 2014-15, this season was the first time where Ronaldo started to slow down as the complete version he was known for. Now turning into a pure striker, which is gonna pretty much be, which projects the whole career he's gonna have now. Look, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Mm. I think I'll put this in one of the best seasons. Again, it's one of the best seasons in terms of pure ability. You know what I'm thinking now? Might have to put this season over here. I don't know. Let's see. But as I said, we'll make some changes at the end, just to completely make this list complete. But I think this was still one of the best versions. I mean, 48 goals. I mean, I cannot put this in in good. I mean, 48 goals is absurd. I mean, it's nowhere near these two seasons. This was levels ahead in terms of goal scoring. I mean, any player scoring 48 goals and this is just I'm saying in the league, not even Champions League, no Copa del Rey goals, just in pure Champions non-champions, purely league season. He scored 40. I mean, you know how absurd that is. It's unbelievable. I cannot put that in go good or okay. So for me, this is the best season. Now, a lot of people say 2015-16 season. Look, this was a season Ronaldo completely won everything. He won the Champions League, won the Euros, and missed out on La Liga again by 2 3 points. I remember, and Copa del Rey I think they lost. So this is a tough one. Is obviously one of the best seasons of his career, better than I think these two seasons. In terms of because he achieved so much, he won the Ballon d'Or too. For this season, he also won the Ballon d'Or, which does boost him up a little bit more. Obviously, I don't like talking about Ballon d'Ors a lot because that it's very controversial. It's not really something I really base the players on, because it has been controversial. A lot of people say Ribery deserved it more than anyone, but I don't know about that. I think this was the best version of Ronaldo. I mean, he was the best player in the world. That's what I mean. He was better than Ribery or Lionel Messi in this season. For this season, Ronaldo obviously slowed down as a he's no more the winger. Like if you compare this season or even like 4 years ago to this season, it's like a big difference in terms of playing style and everything. He changed a lot as a player. This was the first time Ronaldo wasn't really focused on dribbling, step holders. He was more of a goal scorer now. A lot of people knew it. And look, he had a great season. Um, had a great season, but I'll put him right here. Put him right here. Um, individually, he was not that great. I mean, you can go look at the statistics. I mean, that hat trick against Wolfsburg was really nice. Was really good. But he did get a lucky free kick. I mean, I don't want to hide that fact. And he did ghost in the final until from the penalty shootout. He did not really do anything in this final. I remember he had a pretty mid-final Champions League. Um, he did not really show up in the semi-final. He was good in the quarterfinals, obviously. In the league, he did not really break any records. Suarez, I think, outscored him. And yeah, it was a alright season. Might just put him over here. But not for now. I'll put him over here just because of the fact that he won the Euros and Champions League, which and yeah, and the Ballon d'Or. I guess you know. Next up, we have is 2016-17. Now this version of Ronaldo was a little different. Obviously, a little more of this season he first came as a complete striker. As a complete striker, I mean, there was no doubt that this was probably one of the best seasons that a striker has ever had. But I'm just thinking, where should I put him? Because this is a very so basically, I remember this season in La Liga he was all right, nothing really special. I mean, his level was dropped. I mean, compared to these 6 7 seasons, his level dropped off in terms of individual ability, but he was still scoring goals. I mean, you remember those 5 goals against Bayern Munich? It were offside, so I do want to say that it was offside. And yeah, apart from that, Atletico great semifinal, had a great final, probably the best final of his career. I'm not gonna put this unreachable because it is reachable. To be honest, I mean Benzema reached it. I think this people I cannot put this unreachable. But where people would say Benzema reached this season in terms of just pure ability. Benzema really did. Some would say Benzema had a better season than this season of Ronaldo. Who knows? Both were very similar type of players. Ronaldo was a pure striker. Now Ronaldo was never seen dribbling. Now he is a pure striker. His goal catalog wasn't really nice. I'll put this version of Ronaldo. He was better in terms of if you tell me do I want this version of Ronaldo or this version, I would say this version just because he was more of a big game player now. He was the most like he was a big game player. He really was. 2017-18. Now, look, this list is getting crazy. You know why? Because look, I might have to put some season of Ronaldo in good category. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. 2017-18 Ronaldo. Now this season, a lot of people. I don't think so. People will remember now. It's almost been like what 8 years now. Yeah, it has been 8 years. People don't remember. This was Ronaldo's worst start to the season. I mean, Ronaldo was completely gone. I remember till like October he had like two La Liga goals, which is insane. Which is insane for a player who was scoring 48 goals a season, 48 goals just in the league two seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, which is absolutely insane. He scored like two goals, and then he was still scoring a lot of goals in international football, so it was really covering it up. But he was not good in the start. He was still scoring in the Champions League, but in La Liga he was horrible in the first half of the season. Second half, he picked up the pace, obviously, then went on crazy in the last 10, 15 games with Real Madrid. Won the three-peat, well, he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. I was about to say won the Ballon d'Or, probably the biggest. And that after that, I stopped rating Ballon d'Or like that because, look, this was probably a better season than 2016-17 Ronaldo, in my opinion. This version of Ronaldo was almost as good. Now, you always also remember that bicycle against Juventus, those headers. And look, it was he was crazy this season in the second half of the season. But where should I put him? Hmm. I'll put him here, and I'll put this season in good. I'll put this season in good, and I'll put this season in good for now. For now, I'll put these 2 seasons in good. Maybe we'll put them even higher, but let's see. Next up, we have is 2018-19. And okay, yeah, remember 2018 World Cup. I forgot, completely forgot about this. This season, Ronaldo also had the Confederation Cup, which is not really played anymore. He had a pretty much average uh cup international tournament. But this World Cup, he was better. I mean, he was really good this World Cup. There's a part of me who wants to say that I would put this version of Ronaldo higher, but Ronaldo really, I mean, this Madrid team was crazy. They won the league. They could have won the treble. They didn't. Next up, we have is 2018-19. Uh, First season with Juventus, left Madrid. Wasn't really good season. It was a good season, but it wasn't really good for Ronaldo standards. Lost against Ajax. I think if they won against Ajax, there was a chance they could have gone in the Champions League final. I think they would have beaten Spurs in the semifinal. Probably would have played the final, and then final could have gone anyway. But I'll put this version over here. I think it's fair that I put this version over here. Just gotta put this over here. Gotta put this over. Yeah. Well, we'll adjust the list. We'll adjust the list later, obviously. But yeah. 2019-2020. No, this was a better season than this season. Way better. He was better as a player. He adjusted better, but again, lost to I think Leon or Porto. I think one of those two teams. Again, it was a great season. He had a very and that header against Emporian. He was a great. I mean, there's not much to talk about it. He won the Serie A in both. Had a decent season. 2020-21 season, Ronaldo look he was still a great individual scorer, goal scorer, but it was clear that he's not suitable for Juventus. Came fourth in Serie A, lost the Champions League, lost the Coppa Italia. I think they won the Coppa Italia, as a matter of fact. I'll put this version here. I'll put this version here. I'll put this version up. All right, so this comes with Manchester United leaves Juventus. Obviously, okay, yeah, I forgot. This he had a good Euro season this season, but again lost in the round of 16. Score was the top scorer of the tournament, but again lost round of 16. Now we have 2021, 2022. First season with Manchester United, and it was not a. I wouldn't say it was a bad season, to be honest. I wouldn't say individually he wasn't a bad player. I mean, I'm gonna put him in okay. I'm gonna put him in okay. I'm gonna put him in okay right here. Uh, he was great in terms of goal scoring. He still scored, I think, hat trick against Spurs and Norwich, which is great. But I don't think so. He was really he didn't live up to the expectations, and it was a tough season for Ronaldo. I don't think so. It was a good season. It was a good. It would have been a good season for any Premier League. He was like third top scorer and came sixth in Premier League. It was a decent season for any other footballer, but okay for Ronaldo. Next up, you have is 22-23, which was probably the worst season of Ronaldo's career. Obviously, left Europe, and this season, in the middle of the season, had that big controversy with Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United in general. It was a fall off. It was not a great season. He kept getting benched. That was a problem, and I understand why it was annoying because he can just because he was scoring goals. He was scoring goals in this season, and then he Eric Ten Hag went on to just completely shut him off. The only reason I'm putting him in flock is because the World Cup he was really bad in the World Cup. I mean, he was really bad in the World Cup. I remember a game against South Korea. He just gave away a goal. It was not. It was probably the lowest point of Ronaldo's career at this point. He was past his absolute prime. It's clear he's no more the player he was, and had a pretty shit World Cup to be honest. Next up we have is 2023-2024. This includes the Euro season, right? And he had a pretty horrible Euro. I'll put this okay. In Syria, I mean, Al Nassr. I'll put this right here. Still scoring a lot of goals. I mean, it's a Saudi season. I mean, I cannot say a lot about it. It's all right. It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, there's not much to say. Uh, yeah, not much to say. This was an average season of Ronaldo, pretty average. Yeah. Next up, we have is the this season, which we just ended, Nations League, 2024-2025. Put this right here. Put this right here. I think he has dropped a little bit more compared to this season, but I think he won the Nations League, obviously, which is a big one. Might as well just put him in better than this version because he wins. We won something significant, right? Significant, and he scored against Spain and Germany. Let's not forget that. For a 40-year-old to score that is absolutely insane. All right, let me just adjust this list. Let me see. I think for me, this is top three is okay. I'll put this version of Ronaldo here. To be honest, I think I like the list. Not much to change on this list. Yeah, not much to change. There's an argument that this season can come over here, like somewhere here, but I don't think so. I think this was a great season. I'll put this season. The only reason I rate this season because he won a lot of things. Yeah, I think it's a good one. This is a good list. I think we should end it at this. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll probably do some thing for Neymar or some other player. Let me know. Probably do some for other football videos, tier list, or we can just rank other things. I mean, anything. Let me know. It's been a good one. All right, I'll catch you guys later.